Hello folks, we're back. Today we're going to go over some forecasting stuff for the Olympics. Olympics is on, John has just left, and so it's looking pretty excited. We have the second time surfing will be in the Olympics. Venue has changed, it's no longer in Japan, obviously it's Paris Olympics, but the surfing part will be in French Polynesia, Tahiti at Chopes. So super exciting if you're a surf fan and you know anything about Chopes and what it can be. Obviously it could look like this. It could also look like this. And so it's either surf fans' dream. It's 10 to 12 foot paddle day at Chopes where we get to see the best in the world go at it and ride some of the heaviest barrels in the world and compete for a gold medal, which would just be awesome. It's the best surfers from every country competing for a gold medal at one of the best waves in the world. Surfers' fans' dream. We're gonna go over the forecast and see what that's looking like right now. There has been a swell developing for the waiting period, which is only a week. We're gonna check that out. I'm gonna give my thoughts, not that they're expert forecast thoughts, but we do score quite often. So I'm gonna go over what I think it's gonna be like. First thing we're gonna look at is just Surfline. I use it pretty often. It's great for the quick scan. If you guys saw my Surfline list of favorites, you might be mind blown. It's got some secret areas, but it's also like 100 spots. And I have it dialed by country. So I have like 10 spots in each country on the favorites list that I'm kind of looking at all times. Basically just a non-stop forecasting machine here. But I cross-reference, so we're gonna look at Surfline first, and then I'm gonna go over to Wind Guru, another favorite of mine. Used that for a very long time, especially for TD. But surf forecasting, and I'll be the first one to say it, is never a for sure thing. We all know that. Could look like one thing on the charts, you show up and be totally different. That's one great thing with having the very fortunate opportunity to travel as much as I have, is that I now know what things look like on, even when the forecast says bad, I know if something might actually be good instead. Or vice versa, might say good to epic, and I know that's not gonna be good to epic. So that just comes with time and being at spots on the day and matching that up with what that forecast had originally said. So I know I'm on a forecasting tangent here, but we need to give a report for the Olympics, so it's a big deal. And then once that's done, we're gonna give our picks. The Bet Online odds are on their site now, so we have odds on the Olympics. We can bet on our surfing favorites. In order to do that and make the best choices on those bets, we gotta know what the waves are gonna be like, because they could change what we're looking at. There could be favorites, there could be underdogs with better odds. depending on those forecast numbers, obviously. You know, if it's small, wind into the left, 3 to 4 foot, guys are going to be doing airs off the end bowl. Guys are going to be doing turns. Frontsiders are going to have advantage in small, tight barrels. If it's big, then you're going to look straight to the biggest, best barrel riders in the world. So, okay, we'll get into the forecast. So I believe the waiting period starts on the 27th. That's what John was telling me. And it's crazy. There's been this storm developing over the 28th, 29th, 30th. So like first days of the waiting period. It started like epic looking. Then it turned into an absolute storm, like super strong onshores, and then turned sick again, and then just disappeared and was like small and bad, but the winds were good. And then now, this morning, it upgraded again. John was laughing to me because he's like, this forecast is an emotional roller coaster. Like, obviously he's ready to go in any condition, but everyone wants it to be like pumping. So based on what I'm seeing here, we're looking at, you know, I don't think the 28th is a competition day. It depends on how they run. I actually don't have the information on how they're going to run those Olympic brackets. But this morning of the 28th is just, the swell isn't filled in yet and doesn't really fill into that evening. Perfect wind kind of straight offshore. By that evening, the world's best will be out. If this stays how it is, the world's best will be out there and getting sick ones. Not in the competition, because it probably won't run. That'll be like a half day of surf. Okay, so we're on to the 29th here. 8 foot, 13 seconds. West. Super west looking. You know what that means? Big mutant bowls. So I don't know how big. 8 at 13, the period's pretty small. You want that 15-second range. But it also makes the entries better sometimes when the period's a little lower. That long period can cause the ledge to be really steep on the drops. So 8 at 13 seconds I think would be an epic competition day. If that stays and the winds stay nice and clean like they are, I think the 29th as well as the 30th are great days. If this forecast stays right now, we could have some like really epic, at least like something that the surf world will be proud of in the Olympics. So yeah, okay. Well, forecast staying right now as it is. We'll do another update later if we can. Depends on when I put this video up. My prediction, if it stays at this 8 foot 13 with this westerly angle for these 2 days, we're gonna see 6 to 8 foot, maybe some rogue 10 footers coming through on competition day, which is fucking epic. Like, I'm very excited to watch this. Wind Guru, let's go over here. So yeah, Wind Guru saying similar. 2.6 meters, 13 seconds. And then the 30th, 2.7 at 14. So like, even maybe a little bigger on that 30th. As of right now, you guys, this is an epic swell for the event. It's not a swell I would fly over there for, like mega paddle swell, but I haven't gone this year, so I've just been focused on other spots. But yeah, this will be good waves. If this stays, let's just hope it stays. As surf fans, let's hope it stays. Based off not looking at the odds, if I wasn't gonna look at the odds and with those conditions, and I had to pick like 3 guys, this is really hard to pick actually. You wouldn't get much bang for your buck, but John, Gabriel, top 2 for sure. Jack and Kaali. Jack Robinson in those big conditions is extremely talented, and Kaali grew up there, knows the wave in and out, knows what it's like in any different condition. The only thing with him would be that pressure of the Olympics on that mega scale. Whereas John and Gabriel are veterans on tour, and Jack has proven that he can compete under pressure. Kaali will be feeling that pressure, but he's at his home spot, so he has more, like, those guys are all experienced there, but he just has that comfortability and read on the reef there. So, and rightly so, because they're in the top 4 on the bet online odds here. So I guess what would be more exciting is underdog picks. You know what? My 2 underdog picks are gonna be Joao Chianca and Ramsey. These 2 guys are insane barrel riders, incredibly technical. Ramsey is newer to competing on like this super high level main stage, but he's been competing in the QS and Challenger series and now the tour events for a very long time. Like more new on the tour, but for the Challenger series now he has like a veteran of those events. And we've all watched Joao do really well in main stage events. So I think both of those guys, to me, based off their personality too, they turn up under pressure. They get better under the pressure situations. So that's not going to be a worry. They're both really good barrel riders, and they're at plus 2,500. So I think those are fun underdog bets. Top bets, John and Gabriel. Underdog bets, probably Joao and Ramsey. They did well with these odds. Well, as far as Vahine being number 1, plus 300, at only plus 300, she would be probably the top pick. Some of these other girls have all the ability and now the confidence after what we've seen at Pipe and stuff like that. Top picks, probably gonna go with Vahine, Molly Picklum, Katie Simmers. They're my top picks on the women's side. And then they're not really an underdog, but they're in this kind of like little bit funner odds here. Like Carissa plus 800, that's kind of a sick bet. And Tati plus 600, Molly plus 750. Those are epic. Tyler Wright plus 1,000. That seems great. Luana Silva, you know, she's spent a ton of time in Hawaii in those heavier conditions. She should be more comfortable than others. Plus 2,500. Hard to pick an underdog here. Wish our girl Betty Lou was in this, and Moana Jones here from North Shore was in this. Shake up for the gold. Should be my pick for the gold. That's what we're looking at. So I guess to wrap this up, Chopes, the main stage of the Olympics, end of the road, Tahiti, one of the most famous, renowned waves in the world. We're going to see the world's best from every country head there to compete in the Olympics for gold. And there is a potential, as of now, if this swell stays, it's been changing a lot, to see them compete in really sick, heavy conditions at Chopes with very west waves coming through, huge west bowls. Obviously not like we've seen this year, not those 12, 15-foot waves like Emio and Gilbert and all the Matahi and all these guys are paddling. But some very epic conditions, possibly similar to how the last CT was, which was super fun to watch. So stay tuned. If you guys want to make some bets, I got the Bet Online link below. Comment your picks, more picks. I want to see all the picks down below for whether you're just back in your country or who you're actually betting on. Write them in the comments. That's all we got.